The success story of the typerless machines started already 30 years ago. It was in 1989 at the K show, where Engel showed the first typerless machines to public. Why did we do that? It was because Engel at that time already lived, I would say, customer orientation. We had customers, they thought together with us, how can we optimize machines for their production needs? And the question was, why do we need tie bars? Tie bars are blocking the view, tie bars are limiting the molds, and so on and so on. The second step then was to look at our techniques, to make some calculations if this is possible to do, to test some prototypes, and at the end we could say, yes, we can. And then at the K show, as already mentioned, we showed the first machine. The success then in the market came with the big benefits of that machine concept. We have a very free space in the clamping area. That means we have a lot of space for innovation in the molds, for bulky molds, or we have, or in other words, we can use smaller machines with that for that molds compared to machines with tie bars. Other benefits when operators are working with that machines, the ergonomic situation, it's already a pleasure for them to look into the machines without tie bars blocking the view. We have big advantages in case of mold changing. We have many customers, especially producing technical parts. They are changing the molds up to few times a week, even few times a day. And mold changing is a big time requirement. And if you can reduce that time, then you can optimize the production. And with a typerless machine, it's much easier and much faster to change the molds.
The Engel typerless technology is continually adapted to the customer requirements and their needs. We have launched the e-Victory, for instance, in 2004. We have our servo-hydraulic egg drive with the energy consumption benefits as a standard in the Victory and e-Victory. And we have also launched our all-electric typerless machine concept 2013. Especially the second generation of this all-electric typerless machine has their advantages in the high precision requirements in consumer electronics and so on. You can see our typerless machine concept. We are strongly focused on the application approaches for further developments, and thanks to the flexibility of this machine concepts, we can use it for producing really specific products or use it in a production cell, in a complicated production cell, to have a benefit for our customers. In this context, we see still a huge potential for each of our typerless machine series in the plastic industry in future, independently whether they are hydraulic, hybrid or all electric. We are still not at the end of this success story.
There is a strong trend in the industry to switch from curing, thermosetting composite solutions to thermoplastic solutions, and the trend why is we are on a different field of productivity. At Engel, we are well known for highly productive injection molding machine, and molding normally takes place in less than 1 minute, 30 seconds, 40, 50 seconds of a cycle time. So this was never achieved with a composite material until the thermoplastic solutions showed up, and with the thermoplastic we are able to produce parts with the same productivity as it is the case in an injection molding process. At the K Show 2019 we are showing a very sophisticated application for an automotive door. It's a structural part, and this part is also taking the load which is normally taken over by a sheet metal part, in this case based on a polypropylene plus glass fabric which is inside. And the challenge in this example we show at the K-Show is that we have to handle 3 different sheet and thicknesses of material in one process. We have a large injection molding machine combined with robots and heating systems, and this is what we will demonstrate at the K-Show 2019. The thermoplastic composite solutions is, I think, looking at a very good future, because those materials have the potential to become recycled. We have only a fiber material inside. We have a thermoplastic matrix material which can be molten again, and those parts can be collected after use. And with a compounding process, for example, it is possible to produce another material which again can become parts for automotive application in some cases too.
The plastic waste amount is growing every year, every day, and we have to find solutions and ways how to recycle plastics to keep this in a loop. And the machine builder in general is part of this loop, so we have to take a certain responsibility to use recycled material in our processes, and therefore we have to manage this recycling material very well in our machines. There are very simple solutions in order to modify the machine in order to run a higher amount of recycling material like regrinds. And second, we have a technology called skin melt, which produces twin-walled parts. In the inner layer it is you can introduce the recycling material, and then the amount of recycling material can be up to 50%. This is one technology what we also present on the K-Show. Second technologies available at Engel is, for example, the in-mold labeling, which means you have a polypropylene label on a polypropylene cup, and this can be more easily recycled. And such techniques helps to do a certain part in the circular economy in order to increase the number of recycled materials in the plastics industry.
So at this year's K-Show 2019, we're going to focus on helping with solutions, especially the process engineers and the people standing at the machine, dealing with the process. So one of our key innovations that we're going to present is called IQ Process Observer. So we basically developed an intelligent assistant system to monitor the whole injection process automatically, source hundreds of parameters, analyze them intelligently, and give the people at the machine the information about the process status, process stability, and by that give them also ways to improve the process even. So we give them hints to improve the process, and we can also recognize, for instance, drifts really early, so customers can reduce the scrap rate or can even reduce the downtimes when they have process instabilities. Basically, the main challenge that I see when I'm in Poland is that our customers, they have fluctuations in their staff. So people are changing their jobs, and it's hard for the companies to find qualified personnel to operate the machines. And this is also the reason why our IQ products exist. So also the IQ Process Observer is going to help those people to set up the processes, to manage more than just one machine, but 3, 5, 10 in the future, because there's going to be a lack of those qualified people in these markets. And this is why also these products are going to be strongly attracted by our customers in Eastern Europe and in Poland.